Okay, we're going to start on the second valve tuning slide. And remember, this and this came off of this, no big deal. Had to take it off. These things are so small, it's really difficult to cut them, even with the pipe cutter, because there's not that much room to hold on to. So I'm going to use this to spin it. Once I get it set up, I'll show you. It is a whole lot easier when you got this on there, rotating it inside of the cutter. So we have to trim this from 3/4 to a 1/2 inch. So right now it is 3/4, and we need it to be 1/2 inch. So I'm measuring, for the most part, from the back of the gold ring to the end. So let me get that set up in the cutter, and then I'll show you how to do this right here. It's not hard. Okay, just to look here, let you see what I am doing. I put the cutter on the piece of pipe, and I'm spinning it with the chuck and the drill. And that goes fast. Now, you see how small this end piece is now? Before I take it off here, I'm going to burr this outside edge up. Little piece of sandpaper. And we'll get that off there. There'll still be that little bit of a burr inside, and I'll clean that up here. So yes, that is very short. That's why I put it on a chuck. I'm going to do the other one. There it is. And we got the two little pieces here. Burr this one up and be ready to go. Now we need to check, make sure that these two things will fit in there all right. Yeah. Make sure we don't have a burr still. Good. So what we're actually going to do with this, slide it down in there. Slide it down in there. And then we're going to take this piece and put it back into place on here. If you have a little trouble with the squareness, you can kind of get them started up on there before you get it on the horn. You may need to do some cleanup. I can find a little bump of the solder around somewhere. If that's the case, then you can clean it like we've been cleaning stuff. That slid on, and that slid on. Alright, so let's put a little bit of the flux. This one on the side. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to clean it up a little bit. I want to get them stuck on there crooked, because that's a big pain in the behind. See if I can tap it into place. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Square it up. Yeah, this one over here just doesn't want to go, so let's heat it up and clean it up a little bit. Nice. I want to bend this, and this stuff is thin. There's a bad bump right there. Yeah, I'll fix it later. Always a problem. Okay, when I was cleaning it up, the little nib fell off, which is fine, it happens. So what I did is I just laid it down on the table and a little flux, set that little nib back on there and just heated it up. And we're waiting on it to cool. This stuff right here is very thin. You'll notice most of the time when you see a ding on a horn, it's usually on the second valve U right here, and it is thin, so you kind of have to be careful working with it and don't put too much pressure on it with the pliers or anything like that if you're holding it. Okay, after it cooled, I took these little things and slid them back up on there and tapped them, seated them best I could. So now I'm going to put it back in here, and it may be tight going in here. That's normal. You may have to work it around a little bit to get it to go in. See how it doesn't want to quite line up right. So I'll take it and spread it apart just a little bit until I get it to drop in. There we go. And even if they don't line up correctly right now, that's not a big deal, because we are going to take these off, shorten them, and put them back on. So even though this one seems a little farther out than this one, don't worry about it too much if it doesn't want to sit in there. Once you get it in there and it's kind of square, that's about all you really want. Getting it smooth fit is more important. I'm gonna heat this. I did put a little bit of flux on here and here before I slid them together. Now this doesn't reach to the bottom anymore, so this is okay. I can leave it like that all the way in, and it's not going to do any damage. It's not going to stick or anything. I might try to bump that one just a tad more in, just to see if I can get it set straight. Usually when I do that, yeah, see, it's still not all the way, so that's fine. Don't worry about it. And we're gonna heat it. I've used the same one. This is the 4th horn I've done with this one. Alright, let it cool. See how dark that's got? That's some thin stuff. Be back in a second.